How does one become fearless? You become fearless by cultivating a habit of doing difficult things, a kind of attitude where you look at your comfort zone, you look at what you find easy and familiar and comfortable, and you choose to willingly expand that. You choose to really engage with friction in life. You see, it is the attitude of many of us to turn away from friction, to sort of to retreat from it, and to instead live our life forever encaged in what is safe and familiar. But when we have this sort of attitude to life, we never really grow. We never really develop. We remain the same. We remain stagnant throughout every stage of life. And this is a sort of a form of living that can lead to a profound depression, a profound lack of meaning. Instead, you're living life just numbing yourself out, sort of losing yourself in distraction and entertainment and all sorts of bullshit. But if you truly wish to have a meaningful life, you should really shudder at the possibility of living every day the same, never challenging yourself, never taking risks. If you instead choose to live a life that is fearless, to live a life where you are continually evolving and developing and looking towards what's new, looking towards that which you are not comfortable with. When you choose to live your life in this way, I guarantee that you will experience much more meaning. You will experience much more confidence because you've truly earned that confidence. You do not just get confidence from nothing, you earn it by demonstrating to yourself that you are capable and competent. And you see, when you live life in this sort of way, where you are choosing to every day sort of push yourself a little bit, you will encounter your limitations. You will make mistakes. You will encounter failure. And I think many people, they subconsciously fear being reminded of their limitations because they want to live in this sort of illusion that, oh, I could do that if I just, put the energy and effort towards doing it. But they never put the energy and effort towards doing it. So they never really expose themselves to the possibility of failing at something. Because when you fail at something, your ego gets offended. You see, your ego wishes to live in this sort of this blissful ignorance that it could just do anything it puts its mind to. I could do that if I really wanted to, but they never do. They never put that energy into developing themselves. I think it takes a lot of courage to find something you're passionate about and to really throw your life into it, and to every day sort of tie oneself out in this relentless pursuit of better. I think when you learn a new skill, for example, let's say you want to learn a new instrument, it takes a lot of courage to really sit with the discomfort of not being good at something, to really thug it out, to really stick at it, whilst everything is, let's say you're trying to learn a guitar and your fingers just aren't conforming to what you want to do in your head, your fingers hurt and you're barely playing a note. It's very easy to just, put the guitar down and just leave it because it's difficult, right? And we fear that which is difficult. We want to do something that's easy, but not everything's going to be easy for you initially. Something becomes easy when you become competent at it, when you put in many hours of dedicated attention and focus on something. When you practice it enough, things become easy. Like for myself, speaking to a camera, that's not a skill that was immediately easy for me to do. It was a bit awkward. I would stumble over my words. I still stumble over my words, but I know in my consciousness that the more I practice it, the more it becomes easy for me, the more comfortable I am in just sitting there and just speaking about whatever's on my mind. And I think for many people, it can be quite scary to, start something new. Like, let's say you want to start a YouTube channel or you want to start creating content. It's quite scary because you're worried about how others may perceive you, and you're worried about saying something wrong or not being interesting or engaging enough. And these fears and these limiting beliefs, they confine and stifle you, and it leaves many people to just not even try it. They don't even put themselves out there. They just say, oh, maybe sometime in the future. They put it off rather than sitting down and actually doing it. When you actually do it, it's never as bad as your mind creates it to be. When I record these sort of videos, I have this sort of practice of not bringing any prior considerations. I sort of try and park all my anxieties and worries, and I just sit and record, and I just speak whatever comes. And sure enough, what happens is you enter a flow state, and the ideas are just sort of flowing effortlessly. And it's a pleasurable experience. It's a meaningful experience because I know that the more I do this, the better I get, the more refined I get, the better I get at speaking my ideas and articulating them in ways which are easily to understand and sort of correctly convey the meaning that I wish to present. And consequently, with more practice, I have less anxiety about speaking, less fear, less worry, more confidence. And the important thing is that this confidence was not there at the beginning. Confidence comes with repeated practice, and that repeated practice leads to the state where you have proven expertise, proven competency. And, I remember hearing one person say, describing how he was sort of confident, and he said that he just fakes it till he makes it, And I think faking it until you make it, it's not the right sort of attitude, because there's still an insincerity. There's a mask of confidence which is sort of concealing a deep anxiety behind the mask. The point that I wish to sort of really advocate is that you shouldn't fake it. You should be okay with being shit initially. But eventually you should be in a situation where you're not faking it, you just are competent, you are confident, you are who you are. And there's no sort of concealment, there's no performance, there's no mask. You are just expressing who you are authentically. And when you're expressing who you are authentically, that is when you are in a state of being fearless. You know who you are, you know what you're good at, and you're just radiating on this very authentic frequency. And there's no lies, there's no deceit, there's no performance. You just are what you are. And that's a beautiful point to reach. And I hope that my videos help and assist people in sort of realizing that state of consciousness for themselves in whatever life path you're in, whatever sort of endeavors sort of grip you. And I think I'll sign off there. I hope that's been interesting and insightful and useful for you guys today. And if you enjoyed this, like and subscribe, all that jazz. Follow my other social media accounts, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.